special, really, at the top of our hour. Take a look.
Big.
Okay, here we go, Bill.
This is it. Now, listen, last hour we had Adrian's ceramic watch. It sold out. This hour, we are depending on Michael Anthony jewelry with the 10-carat Nativity Stone cross pendant, which we have offered before, became almost a 5-star customer rated item at $139.95. Now, here's what's so special about it. We're talking occasions tonight. Whether you're giving this for a graduate or to a graduate, to a bride-to-be, or, you know what, even for a groom, it'd be a great groom's gift, anniversary present, for under $80 for you to put your hands around a beautiful piece of 10-karat gold. I came into the show tonight because I've been traveling in Vegas, as Connie knows. We both wanted to go, but she had a very busy show schedule, could not attend the show this year. And I was going back and forth, and we sometimes don't know what the showcase item will be until just a few days before. This is unheard of in gold. Believe me, I was at market, and you know, Connie, gold is crazy right now.
Absolutely. So that's the thing. If it were just a cross that was 1.25 inches, I mean, it would be fantastic. But you're getting that cross with a true piece of history. I mean, this stone is from the birthplace of Christ. And you've also got to realize, too, I mean, $60 savings from the price where it was a customer pick. The detail, the design. I collect Anthony's crosses. I love his religious pieces because they're not just pieces of jewelry. They really, you can tell, you all know, you've watched Anthony here for so many years. You know that he puts his heart and soul into them because of his beliefs as well. Got to let you know the free shipping is just for our show. That flex pay of under $20 is just for our show, and the $60 off as well. And we're going to introduce Anthony Palercio to you. He has over 40 years of experience in manufacturing jewelry. Everything comes to you with a lifetime warranty, a certificate of authenticity. Anthony, this is really, with everything there's good, better, best, this is like the best.
This is like a today's special when you look at it.
It
really is.
It really is one of our favorite pieces. And I was telling Bill before the show, we haven't been able to sell a Nativity cross in gold. It's about 7 years because once gold went up, we couldn't make a piece like this. So this is really something very special. And the stone, I mean, wrap your head around the fact that this stone could have witnessed the birth of Christ.
Oh, I know. Every time I talk about that, to know that it came from the birthplace of Christ, I mean, it gives me cold chills to think about it.
It's such an amazing piece, and each piece will come with a certificate of authenticity that talks, it's like a mini affidavit, and it talks about the priest who was the priest at the time, the mayor of Bethlehem, so you know that you're getting the genuine article. In the year 2000, the Vatican actually made this the Jubilee Stone.
It's so funny. Anthony and I were talking because I know Anthony for what is now almost 20 years. And in 1978, he created, along with his factory, the ability to take pieces of jewelry like as you're looking at and to inscribe the look of diamonds into it and to do diamond cutting. Diamond cutting is now used far and wide throughout the industry. Now, what are we looking at here?
This was in the year 2000 when the Vatican approved the Nativity Stone as actually coming from the location where Jesus was born. There's an actual plaque on the wall, and again, as I said before, it was the Jubilee Stone. So at first, I couldn't believe that we were going to have the opportunity to make crosses with this little relic in it. But then when the Vatican...
a piece of history and to own a piece of material that came from the Holy Land that's put into a 10-karat gold cross. You know, gold is clearly something that you'll have forever. A particle of gold in this cross could have been around, is dating back to Egyptian times, because gold is so malleable. Gold does not go away from the earth. As a matter of fact, it's believed that it came to us from meteors and it came to us from stardust. I mean, it's believed that it's just all through the ocean, and if we could mine the ocean, that we could pull just kilos of gold out of the salt water. But now, looking at this, what I think is so interesting is that you really gave a sizable cross in nice weight.
Yes.
What's amazing is that when today's price of gold, that we could even offer something like this. But this is the kind of piece that, you know, as a jeweler, for years, people would bring me Grandpa's cross, Grandma's cross. This is the kind of piece that when it's yours, you're going to wear it day in and day out, and you're never going to want to remove it.
It's true.
Well,
and you know, like I love working with Anthony. When I started here 17 years ago, oftentimes they do this with a lot of new hosts. They'll always put us with Anthony because he's been in the industry making jewelry for 40 plus years. So, I mean, everything that there is to know about it, he knows, and he teaches us, he trains us. And so I remember one of the first things that Anthony said to me as a new host, he said when he was a bench jeweler, before he had his own company, and he would work on repairing jewelry, that one of the things that people brought into him most often were crosses. And I said to Anthony, I said, why do you think that is that their crosses tear up more than any other piece of jewelry? And he said, it's not that, Connie. He goes, it could be that it's their grandmother's cross, or it's their great-grandmother's cross, or it's their grandfather's cross. People pass down crosses as heirloom pieces probably more than anything else, Anthony.
Exactly. I remember my grandmother's cross got passed down to 2 generations. But when you see this piece, the way that it's made, and the fact that you know that that stone, you can't buy a relic. The Vatican wouldn't have put their name on it and said that this came from the birthplace of Christ. That's the thing. I wear a Nativity Stone, and I've worn it now for years. When I tell people that that stone came from the place where Jesus was born, the jaw opens up, and it's like they know they're holding something precious.
You know, you see it on our model's neck. It's not tiny. It's 1.25 inches in length from the top of the bail to the bottom of the cross, and it will support a chain up to 1/8 of an inch. That's why we're showing it to you on this really heavy rope chain, which can be used for a guy, or if you wanted to use the Singapore chain, as we have here, it'd be a little bit more feminine for a woman, and it's diamond cut as well, and beautiful and sparkly, and just for bejeweled, I'm telling you, to save $60 on gold. Now, let me just clarify one small thing. When you hear 10 karat gold, you might think, oh, that's been cheapened or something. 10 karat gold is 10 parts gold by weight, 14 parts other precious metals. It's actually harder, more durable, more scratch resistant, and it still looks like the color of the American standard. No difference visually. You cannot look at it and go, oh, that looks like it's watered down gold. It's not.
Oh, no. 10 karat is actually an advantage because it is stronger, and with our alloy, we can't tell the difference in the factory between 10 and 14. The color looks identical. It's only through analysis can we tell what's a 10 karat piece or a 14 karat piece.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to go ahead.
I was just going to say, I love the fact that it's gold. I do. And certainly the value comes from the fact that it's gold. But to have that Nativity stone, to have a stone that was actually at the birthplace of Christ. And there's a limited number of those in the entire world, Anthony.
Exactly. And it's been sold now since, this is actually the site where the cave of the Nativity was, and that's how you enter the church. So it's a magical experience. When I was there, I mean, I was just electrified. And if you can't go to Jerusalem, to this location, this is about the closest that you will get. So to own a piece of the place where Jesus was born, it's a rare, rare opportunity.
Well, it's a commemorative piece you'll enjoy. I think the fact that all the years that, you know, Anthony has been in the business, they specialize in CAD artistry. So when you look at a piece of jewelry like this, and you look very closely at each lobe of the cross, look at that diamond cutting, and look how beautiful that is. Because it's 10 karat gold, that will stay. That contrast with the satin finish. And then, Anthony, even the back of your cross is finished off as beautifully as the front.
Well, this is technology that, again, we introduced to the industry. It's now about 20, maybe 20 years, or actually 30 years, that this is being used. And I can't tell you the joy. It's almost like a father watching a son graduate from college. When I look at the way this piece is made and how beautiful. We could never make a piece like this by hand.
Well, and by the way, Michael Anthony Jewelers, Anthony and his brother, they pioneered so many of the techniques that today are commonplace in the industry, but they started it. They developed the techniques to do these things. In fact, like colors of gold, you all were really the pioneers in that, the diamond cutting, as we said before. But I've got to let everybody know, too, we are going to have those great, big, beautiful chains back. Bill's holding the cross on one of them. You've begged us to have the gold chains back forever. We couldn't get them. We have a few of them back tonight, so that's going to be coming up. But this, our showcase item, $60 off the price, where people love this. You should read the reviews. And I know Anthony does that all the time. He reads all the comments. They're so touching.
Very
but
touching.
to take $60 off, to do free shipping, and to do it for under $20, to get it home and see it, hold that certificate of authenticity. And I tell you what, I tell this to Anthony every time we work together. Anytime I have a chance to do his shows, I always request the nativity pieces to be in my show. I just, to visualize the fact that this came from the birthplace of Christ, to me, I mean, you can't put a price on having something like that. And there will be a time, Anthony, where we will not have any nativity stone pieces.
Well, this may be the last time you see it.
No. I want you to imagine on graduation day, your daughter is being handed a diploma, and you and your spouse walk up to her, and after she graduates, you open up this little beautiful blue box or black box, whichever it arrives in. I believe it's going to be blue. We've changed our color. And inside that package is a cross. Do you remember what you received for graduation, Connie?
I do. I'm going to talk about that in my jewelry moment, and it's so funny because, you know, other people gave me different things, but I remember the gold chain. And Anthony knows this. I've talked to him about it a million times.
A piece of gold is something that everybody wants to own, a piece of gold. So this is something that you will remember for the rest of your life. And the fact that it has that nativity stone in it, it's such a special gift that you cannot find this anyplace.
Well, and this is a great thing to put away even for Christmas, which is just going to be here before we know it. And remember, for Bejeweled tonight, you're saving a very special $60 just for the evening, and it's free shipping, and it's on 4 flex payments.
That's incredible.
But you know what? With all that said, when you're buying a piece of jewelry, it's not about price. It's about it being an aspirational piece of jewelry that when you put it on, you look at, you say, does this make me feel good? Does this look like something that I would wear? That is an elevated piece of jewelry.
And there's a story behind it.
Yes.
The Nativity Stone. I mean, wouldn't you love to tell people about the fact of where this came from, and think about if this, I always say this to Anthony, if this stone could talk, I mean, what would it tell us, you know, about when it was there at the birthplace of Christ? So we always love the story, and this one, the story behind it is amazing. $60 savings, free shipping, under $20 to bring it home. Now remember, that big gold rope is going to be coming up. This is our showcase, so the price goes up $60, the free shipping goes away, and the